All right, in this episode of the Man Cave, going to be walking you through how to clean and wash your helmet. Cleaning your helmet, washing your helmet, deodorizing and disinfecting your helmet, this all falls under helmet care and maintenance. It's probably something that we should have been doing a whole lot of, but we were probably all too busy riding every day, and we all probably said, who's got time to clean and wash their helmets? Well, I'm guessing that we're all spending a lot of time at home nowadays, and it's probably wise to use that time to take care of some of this equipment that we've invested in so that once we're back on the road, well, these things can do their job as best that they can, the way that they were designed to do. They're basically there to keep us safe, so we should be doing what we can to make sure that they do their job properly. And one of the simplest things that we can do for helmets is obviously to clean and wash them. Let's not make it sound more complicated than it really is. All we're really doing is removing the inner liner of our helmet, washing that out, cleaning up the outside of our helmet, drying everything out, and reassembling everything. It may sound simple, but there are a few things to keep in mind, particularly when it comes to the products that we use to clean the helmet. Now, if you're among the lucky few who's got access to some of the specialty stuff, special helmet cleaners, special soaps and shampoos, maybe a helmet polish after you've cleaned it, a deodorizer, etc. By all means, if you've got that stuff, use that stuff. If it's been designed specifically for helmet care and helmet cleaning, it's probably the best thing that you can use. Now, if you've got a motorcycle shop open near you that's willing to ship you this stuff, by all means, go ahead and order some and use it. It's probably the best option that you have. If you don't have access to this stuff, there is a nice substitute that you can use, good old-fashioned baby shampoo, the old no tears variety. I know you know which one I'm talking about. Now, why would you want to use baby shampoo? For one reason, it's mild. There's no harsh chemicals in there. It's not petroleum based. You don't want to use any harsh chemicals or harsh solvents on your helmet on the outside or on the inside because you don't want any of those chemicals to sort of interact with the materials used on the helmet, particularly the EPS liner on the inside. You want to be careful about what kind of aerosols and sprays you use actually on the inside of the helmet or on the outside for that matter. You don't want it to be anything that contains chemicals that will degrade or interact with the materials used on a helmet and sort of compromise its structural integrity. So stick to the mildest products that you can get your hands on. Like I said, if you've got access to the specialty products that are specific for helmet cleaning, go ahead and use that stuff. I personally like to stick to what I have on hand, and that is good old-fashioned baby shampoo and just some nice clean water. Let's go through some of the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a couple of clean rags. Microfiber is preferred if you want to get fancy. I'm using a couple of old towels. Like I said, I'm going to be using some baby shampoo, an old toothbrush, and a couple of Q-tips will be great for getting into those little nooks and crannies to really clean out some of the gunk that's accumulated there. And you'll need a pail of water, just good old-fashioned clean water. To clean up the various parts of the helmet, we'll start with the outside, get into some of the inner parts, use some of the shampoo, and we'll walk you through the whole process. Now, first and foremost, the first thing you're going to want to do is take a look at your helmet and check if you've got any comm devices on there. If you've got comms on there, take them out. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but it was such a hassle to get them on there. Trust me, if you figured it out once, you'll figure out how to get it on there again. Just remove it. First things first, get those comm devices off, and we'll get started taking the helmet apart. All right, now with the comms off, you now want to move on to removing the inner liner. Check your owner's manual if you still have it handy on how to go about that process. You don't want to force these pieces off. You want to take them off in the right order. I really do suggest you check your owner's manual to see which pieces come off first. This Shoei RYD or ride model is particularly easy to disassemble, so I'm going to get straight to it. All right, now once you have your helmet disassembled, you've got all the washable liner parts out, set it down on the bench and take your second rag or towel. Now, your helmet is probably going to have a lot of caked on crud on there. Street riders will probably have a lot of dried out, splattered bugs. Adventure riders and dirt riders will probably have bugs plus some mud and sand and all kinds of debris on there. That stuff is just sort of baked on there from being under the sun for hours. You don't want to just take a rag and start forcing that debris off by just scrubbing on it. You want to let it soften so that you don't force it off and end up scratching the surface finish of the outer shell, and you definitely don't want to scratch your visor. So what you want to do is soften some of that hardened crud, whether it's bugs, mud, or whatever kind of debris you have on there. So take your second towel, wet it in your water, wring it out so that you've got a little bit of moisture left in that towel, and you want to just sort of drape it on the helmet. What we're doing here is basically softening all of that dried on crud, so that when we come back to this, it'll be easy to sort of wash that off and clean it off without damaging or scuffing or scratching the outer shell, or more importantly, the visor. So we'll let that sit for a while. We'll take all of our washable parts along with our shampoo and our bucket of water, and we'll head out into the garage to get these pieces washed. All right, no great mystery here. We've got a bucket of water, a couple of tablespoons of our baby shampoo, and we're going to be washing all of the washable inner liner and pads in there. Basically, you're just getting rid of all the accumulated gunk, sweat, and oil from your skin, your scalp, and your hair. Obviously, the hair part's less of a problem for me, but just give everything a good wash. Make sure you're getting all the dirt out of there, and eventually you're going to want to give that a good rinse. Make sure you squeeze all of the water out, and I'll set them out to dry in a nice, cool area. I wouldn't set them out in direct sun, nor would I use a hair dryer to force them dry. I just let them air dry in a nice, cool area until they're completely dry before I reinstall them in the helmet. All right, now once your pads and inner liners are completely dry, you can reinstall them in your helmet and then, well, refigure out those complicated comms wirings that we weren't looking forward to. Trust me guys, it's simple, you'll get it done. Shui helmets and many others out there come with a little bit of silicone oil that you can actually apply to the gaskets around the visor to make sure that moisture doesn't make its way in. If your helmet does come with that, go ahead and apply some, and after you do that, your helmet is almost as good as new. Let's use our time wisely while we're home. Let's take care of our equipment so that our equipment can take care of us once we're back to riding on the road. In the meantime though, let's stay safe, let's stay healthy, and let's stay home. I'm Paolo Abrera. I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Man Cave.